Well, good evening, everybody, to another edition of the live stream of the ESL India Premiership 2017 Fall edition. We're brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, and Zabi by BenQ. Now, if you're watching us on either Facebook page of ESL India or the YouTube gaming channel of ESL India, welcome you both with open arms. 6:30 p.m. means it's time for a daily dose of some great matches from the ongoing fall season of the ESL India Premiership. Now, starting the entire clutter here, we have the best of 5 of Clash Royale between Arpan, Christian, and Ruben Dikuna. So let's find out about both these players. Alright, so starting with Arpan Christian here, +2 student from Surat. He began his journey in the Clash Royale Challenger League of the summer season. Now, strong performances helped him get his foothold in the Master League, where he amazed everyone and took home the winner's trophy back on the 1st and 2nd of July of the summer season finale. But in the fall season, the player has lived up to his name, finished first despite losing a few games early on. Now, Ruben Dikuna, his opposition, has been playing the game since its launch. He's from Mumbai. He began his journey in the ESL India Premiership, quickly climbed ranks thanks to his stellar performances, and the player managed to register podium finishes in the May and June session of the summer season. Now, he attended the summer season finale, but unfortunately only managed to finish and register a 3rd, 4th place finish. He ended his campaign in the July session with a 4th place finish. So will Ruben have a change of heart and a change of cards and change his game and position or not? We'll find out soon.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL India Premiership's daily stream. This is Manoj Supergola. Casting with me is Gautam Workaholic Work.
Yes, that's me.
Yeah. And as usual, we're going to start with the Clash Royale first game of the day. It's going to be between Ruben and Arpan.
Yes.
Arpan,
They're
the
good.
season, the LAN winner.
Arpan had a great performance at the LAN, came out of nowhere, destroyed all the competition, and took the first place prize.
50,000 rupees. Huh?
Yes, I don't know.
It is 50,000
It is
rupees. He even dabbed on the stage, man.
Yes, he did. Quite a enjoyment of a match that was. Quite a cracker of the match. But now it's Arpan versus Ruben. Both very strong players. Ruben sadly couldn't win the LAN, but here we are.
Like looking at the players right now, Arpan is playing one of my most favorite decks. It's Three Musketeer deck with a heal card in it. And it looks like Ruben doesn't have a hard counter to it. He has the poison in his deck, which is basically shit when you put it against a Three Musketeer with a heal deck.
Let's watch our words. It's a young audience watching us. We don't want to give them.
Even Arpan is what, 17?
So exactly. So look at this now. What's the plan here? He has Miner, he has Poison, and he's got both the towers there under the Poison effect.
Yeah, so the Miner Poison is really good when you do some chip damage, but again, it's really, really, really weak against Arpan's current deck, which is the Three Musketeers with heal. He just has no way to stop the push.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think he's doing a great job so far.
That's only until the last minute of double elixir, man.
Yeah, and the thing is, what you're saying right now is that he doesn't have a good counter to the Three Musketeers other than Poison, which he'll have to use defensively instead of offensively because the Musketeers are always going to be right in the middle of the map. So, keeping that in mind, let's see how the game actually pans out here.
Well, the Poison is really good against all the other cards that Arpan is using, like the Minion Horde.
Yeah, but why Minion Horde? We've not seen Minion Horde in quite some time. Three Musketeers finally coming down. And Poison, this is exactly where he wanted a Three Musketeer, but the heal card should be coming out right about now.
There
bringing them back to full health there.
Look at the three full health Musketeers
coming towards him. And what's his answer to this? He's going to put Giant right tab in the middle there. Giant soaking up a lot of damage there, and Witch is the Night Witch is trying to clean this mess up. However, their one Musketeer still survives. Another heal card comes out.
Oh wow, that's
heal.
That's heal right there.
Again, trying really hard to stop this strong push here, and Musketeers.
That was a very good defense. I have to commend Ruben on that. Like he tried to avoid almost all damage on the tower, but it's a Three Musketeers with double heals, right?
And look at that, cleaning up the next set of Three Musketeers very easily. This could spell a lot of trouble for Arpan. He's in big trouble. I think another Miner and Poison combo will clear this thing out.
Definitely. So Arpan arguably had the better deck in this, but that was just a huge misplay right there.
Yeah, completely wrong placement of his units. Really hit him in the back right now. You can see the Minion Horde plus the heal combo coming out also, but I think it's a little too late. Ruben clearing out last year's LAN winner with relative ease, even though Manoj Gola, you didn't believe in him.
What do you mean? Ruben was one of my favorite players for a while there, right? Like the second.
No, I mean for this matchup, you thought Ruben didn't have the right card. And I think Arpan could have won that game if he had the unit placement a bit better.
Yeah, if he didn't do those mistakes that he did.
And he knew his opponent has some poison. Why would he place the units where he did?
Exactly.
Group them all together to take damage from poison throughout. This was.
That was just a bad move. That was just a bad move.
And he did it twice.
Yeah. So look, if Arpan is going to continue doing those mistakes, right? I'm sure Ruben is just going to sweep this.
Now this is the point where I used to like to talk about this particular fact. Has the money got to his head? 50,000. Is he rolling in dough right now that he's not worried about this? Is this like the TI fever?
TI fever. You win the TI and then you get wrecked by like EG.
Yes.
Like how they got just ejected from the TI.
Yes. So is this the TI fever coming out here?
It certainly feels like it, man. It certainly feels like it.
Or maybe the other way around. Ruben feels a lot more confident playing from the comfort of his bathroom or his school class, anything, right? Maybe that's the thing.
Maybe the Mumbai weather was throwing him off.
Yeah, maybe just the fact being in front of the stage, in front of so many people, brought down the confidence. You know, the LAN jitters that you get.
Oh, yeah,
even if
definitely.
I'm not playing, if I'm standing on the stage, I still get it. You know, like why am I?
Stage fright and stuff.
Yeah, stage fright is real. So just waiting for the next game to start anytime soon, and this phone is
Is mine, yes.
Go.
Okay. So again, oh wow. Are you? So if we haven't,
I think we're pretty good right now. Quite the similar decks that we got to see right now. And look at that. There's
oh,
so
okay.
much damage being rolled out. Sorry, we actually missed the beginning of the game there. We just had a little glitch. A lot of action coming out here.
So Ruben has put down his elixir collector first, and so Ruben has put down the elixir collector
And the
first
second elixir.
at the but he did take as a penalty. He did take a lot of damage on his tower. It's at sitting at 611 HP right now.
Yeah, so what he put the elixir collector down, took a lot of damage. Now he has two of them on the field, and guess what? Arpan doesn't have a good answer to this. And nice placement on the poison, getting actually both the buildings there. Again, it's like a replay of the last match. But however, in this case, Arpan is off to a great start because look at the tower health. But I really feel strongly about the fact that there are two elixir collectors down on the field right now, and they're both pumping in money. Elixir, sorry. They don't use currency.
Time is money. Time is elixir.
time.
Elixir is money.
Yeah, and they have done quite a good job there for Ruben. Three of them down at the same time. And Ruben is rolling in dough right now.
Ruben is setting up for one big, huge bridge spam, man. This is...
And he can counter-attack left, right at the same time.
He's cycling so quickly. He's getting all his cards ready, and I'm guessing he may lose the tower on the right, but he's going to come up with a sweeping victory, which he just did right now.
And those punching those units together is a horrible mistake. Heal should be coming out now. Yes, it does. Healing these back up to full health. And what's the answer? He has log.
He's gonna drop the ice golem right in the center of those.
No.
No, he isn't. Okay.
Drops ice golem pretty far away actually. And on the left, there's a big push coming out. Poison also comes out. Does he have heal to get to save those minions? No, all the minions die. And the push on the right also cleaned up clearly. Arpan in a very, very big trouble here.
Just over 30 seconds left. I don't think Arpan is coming back from this one, man. Even if he does manage to pull through and get the tower.
This is my favorite move right here. That's my favorite move there. You push the ice golem in the front. The hog rider comes and just cleans up the mess.
So we're gonna see another poison coming down on the right, taking care of.
Completely destroyed. How the heal comes out? Still saving a few units there, but will they?
Not happening.
Poison lasts just too long. Poison just lasting way too long there, and Arpan.
There we go. Ruben getting a 2-0 victory. Yes, that's it.
Three Musketeers always bunched together. Why, Gola? Please call him. Tell him don't bunch them together like this.
Yeah, this just sort of feels like Ruben outcycled and basically outdrafted him. This is supposed to be a bridge spam deck, but this was supposed to be a pretty weak deck against Musketeers because they sort of pick out the Hog Rider, they pick out the Night Witch pretty quickly using the range damage, but that clearly didn't happen. The poison did its job.
Yeah, if you look at the units here, if you look at Ruben's deck, it was fairly cheap. You know, he was able to cycle the
and he had like almost always 2 elixir collectors down on the map, and that helped him cycle so damn quickly that Arpan just couldn't catch up.
Yeah, and look at if you look at Arpan's card right now, it's just he has a lot of expensive units on the field. You know, he has an elixir collector, he has Night Witch, he has Minion Horde, which is 5 elixir, he has 3 Musketeer, which are like 9 elixirs. I forgot how much elixirs this thing has.
The Ram?
The Ram has 4 elixir. And literally the cheapest unit he has is the Goblins. And they're 2 elixir.
Yeah.
And it's just super expensive average elixir deck that he has. It's going to cost him a lot of grief there. And his cards, which were supposed to be his main playmaker cards, heal and...
had to be used defensively.
The heal and the Minion Horde, heal plus the 3 Musketeers, always being used defensively and were not able to make it across the
ideally you use your heal once your units cross over to the other side and start taking damage, but he has to use it on this side of the map itself.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't any way that he could build up to a good push.
Yeah. And so, yes, as you whisper in my ears clearly in front of the mic, I'm sure no one can hear it. I would really like to take some time and call out our sponsors.
So our title sponsor, which is Omen by HP, and then Soy by BenQ and HyperX, who help us all at Nordwind Gaming bring this production to you live every day at 6:30.
Yep. Thank you to all.
So yeah,
every single one of them.
if you guys want, if you guys like this Clash Royale action, if you guys like the daily Dota 2 games and the Counter-Strike games, buy our sponsors perks.
They mean a lot to us, by the way. Without them, we won't be able to bring this action daily towards you. You know, this does take a lot of resources and a lot of passion also from inside our heart. And the passion won't not be there if we don't have sponsors. We like to thank them from the bottom of our heart to letting us do what we really love doing, and that is casting Clash Royale matches. And this is an amazing match right now. This is game 3. Score is right now 2-0 in favor of Ruben, and Ruben is absolutely going ham on that tower.
Dude, Ruben is sticking to his guns, man. He's using this almost the same deck that he's used in the first couple of games.
Yeah.
He's sure he switched out the Giant for the second game, but again, it's the same basic principle, right?
Now 5 seconds, 2 minutes remaining. And this is the clock is at 2 minutes right now, and this is come down to the fact of what is Arpan gonna do. He's changed his deck.
He's taken a leaf out of Ruben's book and switched to a graveyard poison deck. It's very powerful, especially against the cards Ruben is using.
Look at that! The executioner pointing completely the wrong way there, and good game coming out of Arpan. He already knows he's lost this. This was a sad mistake. Not mistake, actually Ruben outplayed him by putting a miner there, and he completely did a 180 and started shooting, throwing his axes the other way. And Arpan off to a horrible start here.
So yeah, we've crossed the 90-second mark, and Arpan's tower is sitting at 584 HP, while Ruben is pretty much untouched, huh?
Yeah, completely untouched. Like untouched more than the people in India back in the days when there's a lot of racism going on. Finally, execution getting some things done here. So.
Oh yeah. No, but I don't know, man. Like we're entering the last minute of double elixir. The Giant's gonna keep pushing. There's nothing on the side of Arpan that can bring down the Giant quickly and reliably. So those pushes are just going to keep coming in.
Well, he has this card, no graveyard, not what is it called?
Poison?
Oh, wait, this card.
Tombstone.
Yeah, Tombstone, I call it.
So he did manage to bring the push down, but again, he lost about 300 HP on the tower. He's going to keep losing. He's going to keep bleeding HP. He's going to lose that tower. Ruben is going to defend, and if it comes down to the, the overtime defense, Ruben is excellent at it, as it's shown.
Look at the counter push on the left that Arpan has decided to invest in. Now the miner comes out. This miner should be able to clean this up fairly quickly.
Ooh, 50 HP left. That tower just survives. While this tower is at 40, it's gonna go down to the poison.
4 seconds.
And there we go.
No time
Ruben's taking this 3-0. Congratulations, Ruben, for beating the current LAN finale champion.
Yes, and Arpan, make sure that money doesn't get to your head. There's so much money. Maybe you should lower the prize money.
Yeah, maybe we should pay them just for victories, not no ultimate prize.
Yeah,
we don't want these guys taking it easy. Yeah, there's two games. I don't want to show my decks. I don't want to work so hard. No, you need to win each and every single game.
Yeah.
So
you know what? This could be the case where people kind of stay in the middle of the bracket and kind of go undercover till the LAN event comes when they really
like accurate, right?
Yes.
But then he just got kicked out of the Masters League again.
Yeah, well, he had a horrible performance in this session. But what are we looking at here, Manoj? What are you showing me on the screen? This is last.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So if I'm not sure if the live standings are updated or not, but since we have a PC right here, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to talk about the standings because CS:GO starts at 7.
Yes, so we have some extra time here to kill. How's your ranking doing so far in Clash Royale?
I am in Hog Mountain. I'm finding it really hard to level up because every single damn person has over-leveled cards, man. So every single guy, like just 10 minutes before the stream, right? I just decided I'm a little rusty. I haven't played since yesterday.
Yeah.
And I played a game and there was a maxed hog running towards my tower.
Nice.
What could I do?
And to get it max, how many levels do you need to be?
It maxes out at level 13, I believe, and
Wow.
wow, it's what 2,000 or 3,000 cards in the end.
That's
Ooh,
great.
it was just scary, man.
I was quite excited to just have Hog at 9.
I couldn't do anything. What could I do?
The damage that he brings down on the tower is just going to be too much.
19 hits and not even 19 hits. 14 hits and the tower goes down.
Wow. That's crazy. That was pretty fairly quick game. 3-0. Not something that we like to see very often. But
Yeah, it's 3-0 score lines are something that basically demotivates us, but it was a pretty well fought game. So I guess it sort of evens out.
Yeah. Cool. So I think that's it for now from our side. You have some time left before Counter Strike starts.
So why don't you guys listen to these cool tunes? Huh?
Yeah, listen to some cool tunes from our production.
If anybody says what's the name of the song, it's Sandstorm by Darude.
No. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. We are out of Clash Royale matches now. You have Counter Strike coming up and a great Dota match actually coming up today. It's Signify versus JMD.
Crowley's new team, that's nice.
Yes, Crowley's new team. That'll be quite exciting match to see. We have a brand new roster coming out by Signify and quite an exciting match. But before that, we have even more exciting CSGO matches coming up. So take care, guys. That is it from now. In 6 minutes' time, you'll have CSGO action starting. So take care from our side and have a good night. And enjoy the Counter-Strike and Dota 2 action which is coming up.
So, bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Well, it certainly seems like Ruben Dicuna's days are definitely turning into glory days. 3-0 victory over Arpan Christian solidifies his claim in the fall season to the top position. But will he be able to make it or not? We'll find out in the subsequent matches. But for now, congratulations, Ruben, on winning this against Arpan Christian. And once again, everybody joining us on the Facebook page of ESL India, the YouTube gaming channel of ESL India, I welcome you all. This has been brought together by Omen, by HP HyperX, and Zawi by BenQ, and organized by Northern Gaming. Now, moving on to the 5v5 frag action, CSGO. We have a match between Scorchers and Team Brutality, so let's quickly take a look at both the teams here. Alright, starting with Scorchers, one of the many teams opting for a name change during the transfer window period. Team Wolf was one of them. Now they are known as Scorchers. Along with the name change, the team has also got significant roster changes in place. Ritz has taken a sabbatical. Meanwhile, former Semperex player Krishna Krish Salecha and Mithil F. Sawan joined the team. Scorchers have enjoyed a mixed campaign in the July phase. Team won only 3 of the 7 games it played last month. And the last time Scorchers met Brutality, they humiliated the Mumbai team with a devastating 16-5 scoreline. Now, Brutality is a Mumbai-based team, one of the most popular and recognized teams in the country. Its fan base is unrivaled by any other CSGO team. Now, the team has been playing since the 1.6 days, led by Arun Yuventa Khanpal. Notorious for turning games around in the late phases, they are known as the comeback kings of the Indian CSGO community. With players like Ankit Venom Pantran, Avuz Bhatia, and Kunal Peksa Bhatia in the roster, the team is a force to reckon with. Now, will Brutality have the final verdict in this game, or will Scorchers hail Dracarys till the end? We'll find out soon.
want to take this moment to thank ESL India.
We're gonna wreck them.
Gets dashed up twice, doesn't have the lead, is just getting controlled by the nether bashes, one after the other, one snacks his back with a back in the wall with ice path on top of it.
All of a sudden an ace star, an ace going huge. One man remaining, Caribou finds ace, so now it's a 1v1. Excalibur reading it fine, does a lot of damage. Is he gonna get the kill? Caribou, no! He lands the headshot.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, your cosplay champions for ESL India Premiership.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL India Masters Premiership, and today's game is going to be between Team Brutality and Team Scorchers. Team Brutality has looked a bit shaky lately, but they have strung quite a few interesting and impressive results back to back. So it's going to be a toss-up today. Team Scorchers, again, both teams go through patchy phases wherein they look unbeatable, and then they follow that up with some of the most shabby performances you see coming from either team. So hopefully both these teams are on their A game today, because that is what will make for a cracking and very, very interesting game of Counter-Strike. And as always, Team Brutality obviously will be the most favored, and well, they are the crowd favorites, India's most beloved team and all that. Although Team Scorchers, I have to say that I'm proud of them, because they have reunited India's iconic Counter-Strike duo, that is Manan and Mithil. I am often caught telling people that, well, they are the Karan Arjun of Indian CSGO, and that is because, well, they are. Ever since I started watching CS and following CS, at least the Indian scene, I've always seen these two names show up side by side. And when I started casting earlier this year, I was heartbroken to see that both these players were playing on different teams. But, well, thankfully, they have been reunited, and right now we're waiting for either DNM or Monster to reconnect to the servers. I think they're having some net issues. I mean, being from India, you all will be able to sympathize and empathize with these players. Internet is forever a bane in the side of us gamers, especially in India, because, well, kabhi light jati hai, to kabhi ISP ka koi tar kaat deta hai, like they say. So you never know. As they say, shit happens, folks. Shit happens. So, there we go. Monster has finally joined the server, so we should be going live in, well, as soon as the players ready up. I'm just gonna wait for them to ready up and maybe get their last second of warm-up into, well, just so that they go into the game all guns blazing and feeling, you know, not rusty. Sorry for the lack of eloquence. Haven't really slept much over the past 3 days. Been very, very busy. But, ooh, Pex are almost making the self-boost. So, it's a very nifty way of, you know, getting yourself up on Shoutbox without being boosted by a friend. And it is to climb on top of red, open squeaky door. First open squeaky door, climb on top of red, try and make that jump to the squeaky door, then jump on top of that light bulb, right, above squeaky door, and then jump up onto Shoutbox. It is a long, drawn-out way, but at least you don't need a friend to achieve it. Anyway, we're going to go live with the knife round. It is going to be cash. Curious map pick because, well, both Brutality and Scorchers have looked iffy on this map. They've shown some very good performances and then some very poor ones as well. So it's going to be an interesting game of Counter-Strike. The T side, I think, will be the more favored one for both these teams. Let's see who wins the knife round and what they choose to do henceforth. And it looks like it is going to be... Oh, Brutality are pulling it back and then they do win the knife round. All right, so let's just take a quick look over at what side they are going to play in. And I think Venom's still deciding. And just as I say that, one player, and that was from Brutality, drops. And yeah, so Brutality have decided to continue on the CT side. Not a bad decision. They have looked very good on their CT side. The last time I saw them, they had possibly one of the best CT side showings in the map that I've seen from any Indian team, and that is including Entity Gaming. So this was during the ESL Masters LAN, the lower brackets, against Team Wolf, I think. No, it was against Semperex. So what they did was they constantly pushed Semperex, they kept them on the back foot. Then once Semperex, you know, was scared to push early round on the T side, Brutality were just more than happy to sit back, relax, and just draw out the clock so that Semperex, once they finally did execute, would make simple mistakes, elementary mistakes, and that just cost them round after round after round. So I'm guessing Brutality are coming into this game with a similar game plan, if not the same. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. For those of you who are just joining us, the knife round has been completed. Brutality won the knife round and have opted to start on the CT side on cash. I mean, it's no cobblestone, it's no mirage, it's no overpass, it's no nuke. So no real side has a clear advantage in this map. So you can start on any side depending on how you're feeling or what setup you're feeling at that moment. You're safe either way. So yeah. Hopefully we have a competitive and cracking game of Counter-Strike, and I hope you guys are entertained by today's game. The warm-up still continuing. I think was just working out some kinks. Everyone yeah. Wow, one player again has dropped from the server, and this time it's going to be Afro Ninja from Team Scorchers. And yeah, ISP issues plaguing, I think, both teams at the moment. Was just dropped from the server. He's joined back, but just as he joins back, Afro Ninja drops. It's a shame that we all are at the mercy of the internet gods, or as I like to call them, the gods of BSNL. I was about to say something rather controversial and might have gotten fired, but yeah. Holding your tongue is one of the first things you learn as a caster. You know, transitioning from streaming to casting is the two very different things, let me just put it that way. Alright, he's still waiting for Afro Ninja. I'm rather curious to see what Scorchers brings to the table. I haven't yet seen them play cash all that often. And whoa, okay, we're gonna go live, even though I guess Afro Ninja isn't. Alright, match has been paused. We're just going to be waiting for Afro to join back. So, the lineups, I guess everyone's familiar with Brutality now. Juventa, Venom, Pexer, Waz, and Rix. Well, 3 of these 5 have been household names for a very long time. Juventa, Venom, and Rix. But Pexer and Waz, the brothers in arms, they've been in the Counter-Strike scene for forever. They used to be very, very prominent during the 1.6 era, if I'm not mistaken. or Source, either of the two. I wasn't really a big fan of either of these two games. Like I didn't follow any of these scenes professionally, any of the professional scenes in the country for either of these two games, so I don't really know. But yeah, Pexer and Wuz have been a revelation ever since they've joined Team Brutality. They have turned the team around. They take turns hard carrying, and once you have players like Rix, Juventa, and Venom chiming in, Brutality are almost an unstoppable force. On the flip side, on Team Scorchers, you have Manan, Mythil, and Monster. Three of the best pure aimers that this country has ever produced. Yes, they do fall short sometimes in terms of their tactical depth and their general approach to just thought-based play. But then they've always got that godlike aim to fall back on and just wreck their opponents. So we're just going to talk a little briefly about the buy, because finally Afro Ninja has dropped from the server and he's being replaced by DNM. Cool. So Gokmeister is Mr. Gokul, or Dr. Gokul, because he is a real medical doctor, my friends. So if your parents ever ask ki game khel ke kya milega, well, you can just tell them DNM or Gokmeister is a real doctor. Not those homeopaths your parents keep taking you to, when you have a cough or cold, saying that it'll cure a viral disease. No. But DNM, real doctor in the buy coming in finally. So Monster is going to be running utility. He has 2 flashbangs. Rest of the T side is going to be running Glock and armor. While on the CT side, whoa, straight out mid. Okay, this could get a little scary for the CTs, but Pexer peeking out just the right time. But Manan does find the kill onto Juventa, and they're going to get... Whoa. Rix needs to be careful. He's getting pincered from both sides. He's going to get caught on the reload, and now it's a 4v2. Venom and Wuz to mount this retake. There is a kit lying on the A bomb side, so if Venom and Wuz can find a couple of kills early on, that can go a huge way. Wuz there gets 1 kill. Venom in the meantime, oh, unfortunate for him, he does get taken out. Wuz all alone in a 1v3. What can he do? Well, he's going to get tagged down to 15 points of health, and he's going to try and make his way out of here, but DNM going to crab walk his way to kill Wuz. All right, Scorchers picking up the pistol round. I mean, technically that should guarantee you the next 2 rounds to follow, but Brutality are one of the most ferocious and precise teams on their force buys. They have won more force buys than I care to count, and oh, interesting, double scout buy up on the force buy. That is curious. Very rarely do we see that. And Wuz is going to take it over towards mid, is going to get smoked off, naded, and all that good stuff, but Wuz does spot out 1 player towards mid, but unable to connect with the shot. The other hand, Juventa is going to get flashed into A main, spots out Manan's dome, but is not, again, unable to connect with the shot. In the meantime, Wuz has retreated all the way over towards quad, and Rix does open things up with that succulent headshot onto Mythil, and can he get more? Oh, spots out another player. Does the smart thing, falls back. And look at this position from Venom. Venom's such a smart player. Gets the bomb down. That is going to be huge. He's gotten the information for his teammates. So now all he needs to do is play this smart. And this is why Brutality are such a scary team on their force buys. And look at that Venom recovering an AK-47. And he's going to go in charging. Oh, nice. What a headshot. Great shot to get the kill onto DNM. But Monster in the meantime does pick up another kill. But Venom isn't stopping. He's gotten 3 for the round. Can he get the final kill? That is Manan. Must be feeling very lonely and rather dejected. Has a Mac 10 to play with, but is up against armored opponents. Juventa has gone down, but he's on a 1v4. And with 2 scouts, this can get really hairy for Manan as he rounds the corner, which is being marked by Rix. There we go. Rix lands the first shot, pops back out again, and ends Manan to tie things up at 1-1. Like I said, folks, Brutality is still, in my opinion, the best force buy team in the nation. They're just so good. They consistently perform after force buying into rounds, and most teams have no answer for what these guys bring to the table. It comes down to poor utility usage, in my opinion, but I mean, this should never be the case, right? Alrighty. So ditching 1 scout, Team Brutality, Rick still playing with the discount AWP, or as iNotorious calls it, the Chinese AWP. iNotorious is an awesome content creator. Some of his videos on the guns in CSGO, the most hilarious stuff I have seen on YouTube related to Counter-Strike in a very, very long time. Alrighty, so it looks like it's going to be an A hit. It's a 2-1-2 setup coming out from Brutality, and Pexer throws down a Molotov just for safety. You can better safe than sorry, as they say, and that nade towards Squeaky is going to do a chunk of damage over towards Mythil. Juventa needs to be careful though. He's in quads. He does have a chance to getting run over, but he's going to spot out Mythil, gets the kill. DNM in the meantime does pick up Pexer, but Juventa is going to stand strong towards quad, and he's finally getting taken down by Monster. It's down to a 3v2 though, and Rix, last player alive on 9 HP, and Rix will finish the job, gets the kill. 3 players left alive. The M4 unable to be recovered. Alright, was still with the FAMAS. Not a bad gun, but I'd preferred if they'd managed to save the M4. I'm pretty sure they would have as well. But a win is a win, and Brutality are now in the lead, but then it is only 3 rounds played. The score is 2-1. But early momentum, the early game can win games. Like, winning the early game can set the mindset for the rest of the game to follow. Especially considering how emotional most Indian players are. And whoa, Venom getting completely whittled down by a Glock to the face. Was pulls out the Deagle and unleash the Hwandigs, ladies and gentlemen. Because my, sweet Hwandigs. But there's trades coming in left, right, and center, and it's all of a sudden down to a 2v2. Make that a 1v2, make that a 1v1. Mythil laying down the law. And Rix, will he stick it? He doesn't just have a scout to work with. Might just pull out the Tech 9. Doesn't matter. Does go down, but does get the diffuse. Tremendous economic damage done onto Brutality. Their money isn't that great because, well, they lost 2 players in the previous round. So, Juventa and Pexer not going to be out with the strongest of buys. While on the flip side, Scorchers can buy everything their heart desires. And there we see. Over on Scorchers, AK-47s across the board, armor, and the full kitty of nades. While over on Brutality, we see 1 UMP, 1 FAMAS, and certainly less utility than that available to Scorchers. And that mainly comes down to the fact that all 5 players died in the previous round. So even though they won the round, economically, they're on the verge of being absolutely broke. Alrighty, Pexer utilizing the shoutbox boost. Could work out in their favor because it looks like it's gonna shape up to be an A play. That's Monster lining up the Molotov for Wentz right now. I'm curious to see whether he goes ahead with it. It's kind of a very blatant tell as to what the team might be planning to do. That is to take mid and then pincer A. And there we go. Mythil going to be pushing mid while the rest of his team works A mains. And Pexer is going to be ideally poised, but pulls the trigger a little too early in my opinion. Should have just waited a second more. In the meantime, Rix does get the kill and Juventa lands the kill onto Manan. It's down to a 4v2. So round already looking good, and Manan going to reposition himself. Rix picks up Krish, but there's Monster with the immediate trade. That nade's going to go sailing out, but Monster's going to try and save himself. He will, but Juventa with the UMP picks up 2 kills. It's $1,200 in the bank. That's a lot of money made, and now Scorchers have been reset. So everyone apart from Mythil is close to being broke. So they're going to go for the buy. I mean, why not, right? So you can buy up a Galil and have 3 AKs on your side. Maybe Monster goes for the UMP. Oh, 4 AK-47s and a Galil and limited utility, but at least you've got the firepower to maybe try and utilize your godlike aimers, that is Manan, Mythil, and Monster, and put them to the test. So this round is going to be extremely crucial for Team Brutality. They need to win this, and they need to win this by keeping as many players alive as possible. And we already see Venom having taken a ton of damage very early on into the round. There we go. Venom does the smart thing, switches out the M4 for the UMP, passes the gun over to the player with the HP. And I think that is Juventa, yeah. So this time Juventa... Ooh, Juventa spots out one player. Falls back. Smart move. So that's information gained, right? There's no need to force the issue. Oh, and just as I say that, Juventa ganders a peek and throws his life away. In the meantime, does a trade come in? That nade's going to go sailing in, but Texter's taken so much damage and that nade's not going to get anything done. But Waz does get the kill onto Mythil. In the meantime, Rix picks up a double kill over towards mid, but the bomb is making its way into the A-bomb side. Waz, with the AWP, has a ton of work to do. And oh, missing an easy shot there, and Krish will be able to clean up the kill. Krish having the most HP on the server right now on 80 points of health, but that nade's going to go sailing in and just barely tickles Krish. In the meantime, Rix has rotated, spots out Manan, takes him out, lays down the law, and Krish now just trying to triangulate both opponents and where they're coming from, knows exactly where both the players are pushing him from. Mark towards truck, but does he know that Rix has already flanked him? I don't think he's aware of the fact, and nope, he is not. Rix taking a couple of shots, but then finally able to land the final killing blow, and down goes Krish and Brutality with 5 on the board. There we go. Rix also recovering the AWP. It's a pretty good round. And with the 2-gun saved, Brutality will be able to go in with another comfortable buy. Although if they keep losing 3 or more players round after round, their economy is never going to reach a position where they can be completely comfortable losing a round on the CT side. The CT economy is already so hard to maintain that you not only want to win rounds, but you want to win rounds keeping 3 or more players alive. That is something you really want to keep in mind. On the flip side, Scorchers really need to change things up. Nothing seems to be working for them. And there we go. Fast play out mid. Krish already taking a ton of damage. Knows, oh, that Molotov is barely going to touch him. In fact, on the flip side, Texter taking a ton of nade damage. But Krish finally goes down. But there's Monster to do even more damage. Just constantly applying pressure on towards mid this round. And it's finally working out for Scorchers. The fast play out mid. Gonna bear some dividends in the meantime. Oh, Juventa unable to flick out in time, and spotting out Monster there was, but down to 6 points of health. This is looking grim indeed. And down goes Waz, and that's the second round on the board for Scorchers. And Brutality's money, yeah, like I said, just like I said in the previous round, if they don't keep players alive, they are going to feel the pinch in their wallets, and that's exactly the position that Brutality are in. They might be tempted to go for a force buy, but that is ill-advised. They'll get $1,900 for the next round, so still not good enough to buy for 2 players. Looking at fairly a double eco territory, so it'll be interesting to see what they can manage with just upgraded pistols across the board. Juventa with the Deagle. We all know this man is a killing machine with that hand cannon, the Deagle 50 cal. And Mythil just hopping like a frenzied Bugs Bunny, trying to bait out a shot or, shoulder spot someone. I'm sure they'll check Juventa's position, but walk out into his crosshair. And Juventa gets one, tags down Mythil, gets the reload in, and somehow manages to get the second kill as well. But Juventa's done his job. 1 for 2 trade on a full eco, more than good enough. But there's Monster equalizing the numbers disadvantage for Scorchers. And we see the rest of the team making their way into the A-bomb side. But Rix on the flank gets the kill. Can he do more? Gets up an AK-47. The aim punch, though, is going to severely handicap him. But, Venom in the meantime pops out of smoke and pops Monster's head off. And Venom, unnecessary peek. There could have just double peeked. But somehow Manan might just be able to save this round. But nope. Was from Forklift with the P250. Gets the kill and gets the round for Brutality. And they immediately pull it back. Brutality showing us time and time again how dangerous they are with just pistols. And, well. Scorchers kinda shitting the bed there. I mean, that round, you can't really credit that round to just one player. But yes, Juventa with those opening 2 kills, massive. But I think the linchpin of that round was the fact that Rix popped out of Rix's flank, and then Venom having, the cojones to push that smoke. That's what essentially won Brutality that round. Those 2 sublime plays coming out from the veterans, Venom and Rix. And obviously was clutching out that round in the end was pretty damn sweet as well. And on a 1v2, yeah. That too on an eco round. More or less just upgraded pistols. I don't know how you lose to just upgraded pistols. But that is subcontinent Counter-Strike in a nutshell for all you awesome viewers. But, well, Scorchers get ecoed, they get broke as well, and Brutality are now looking flush as Scrooge McDuck. They have all the money in the world. They can just go for that buy for days. Although, curious to see no AWP out onto Rix. Choosing to go with the M4. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a very good rifler as well. So, that's what makes him such a dangerous and such a great player, is that he's not a one-trick pony. He can rifle, he can op, and he brings to the table years and years worth of experience of playing at the highest level in the country. So, like, that is an asset any team would want to have on their side. Which is why you see Kappa, once he made his move over to Semperex, yeah, I think Kappa is now playing for Semperex, if I am not mistaken. And he's looking rejuvenated, revamped, and just, I think it goes a long way for him or a player like him that he's being allowed to play his game rather than in Hell's very tight and structured setup. I mean, there are players who thrive in that structured and close setup. And then there are players who like the freedom, who enjoy the flexibility and versatility that comes with a more free-flowing brand of Counter-Strike that Semperex bring to the table. And I think after having picked up Forsaken and Markelon, Semperex made possibly the best moves this season because they lost some firepower when they lost, I think, Monster and Manan. Or Mythil, either of the two. I think it was Manan. They lost to Scorchers, but they picked up Markelon and they picked up Forsaken. So they have replaced the firepower in form of Forsaken, who is absolutely phenomenal. It's a very fast play towards the A bomb side. What can Juventa do? Well, starting things off again with a 2K, and Pexer, wow, doesn't matter if he's white or not. He's going to get the kills regardless. Completely blinded by that flash, will get the kill. And 4 players kept alive, so finally, building up that bank here, Team Brutality. Alrighty. Scorchers falling back on their fast mid play, but unfortunately this time around they won't have the help of all the guns and the utility they had the round that they actually did pick up on the back of this fast mid play. And that's what happens when you walk into the meat grinder. You get sat down, and that's exactly what happened to Scorchers. Running naked and blind into the muzzle of an AK-47 and an M4. Not the best way of securing longevity. Alrighty, so Brutality put 8 rounds on the board. Scorchers are still sitting at 2 after 10 rounds of play. And Brutality look firmly in the driver's seat in this match. So far, so good for Cash. And I mean, so far, so good for Brutality. And I mean, they've come a really long way here, Team Brutality. From Cash being one of their worst ever maps and, well, one of their perma bans actually. They've worked on it a lot. And now they seem rather comfortable playing it. Manan needs to be careful. Pexer seems to have an inkling of where Manan might be moving. And Pexer repositions himself towards NBK. But that peak just catching him off guard in the meantime. Monster, the 1-for-1 trade coming in. But Brutality have completely shifted their attention over towards the A bomb side and that is primarily based off the information that was gave them after picking up that kill over towards the B bomb side, and Juventa yet again with the double kill. And Manan goes back to retrieve the bomb, and in the meantime his teammates have just fallen like 9 pins. And Manan yet again left a clutch. Does get 1 kill. That's doing some economic damage to the Team Brutality, but Right now, he has to go huge. He has to come up with the clutch. Can he do it? Does get spotted out and so very low. And is going to see off the round with a nice brace to his name. Juventa with the double kill, with the double kill. And that's 9 rounds on the board for Team Brutality. Scorchers just digging themselves into an economic grave here. They will be on the max loss bonus in the next round, so that means they can go for the full buy that has been eluding them for quite a few rounds up till now. But good way to open things up. Mythil gets the opening kill onto Rix, but that nade's just going to obliterate Mythil from the server. Down he goes, although he just had 8 points of health to begin with. In the meantime, it's a pretty split default coming out from Scorchers, and a 2-2 split. One player in A main, one player in Squeaky. One player peeking mid, and one player finally making his way towards A main again. And Juventa gets 1, gets 2. This man has been consistently getting braces for, I think, 3 rounds in a row. He started with the Deagle and hasn't stopped since. Scorchers, though, DNM is going to make his way into the B bomb side and is going to tell his teammate the B bomb side is ripe for the taking. It is completely empty. Having recovered an AK-47, what can he do? The answer is nothing. And now, as the bomb makes its way in, Monster would be looking to get the bomb down because that's okay, not even allowed to cross that nade, completely throwing his aim off for a toss, and then Venom veers around the corner and puts an end to this charade. Alrighty, Scorchers finally able to buy up. They have everything they could ever ask for. But at this point, Brutality's economy is starting to run away. $7,000 on an average on 4 players, and Rix is the only one looking a bit shaky in terms of money. But obviously, what his teammates can drop for him, provided they do lose this round. But seeing the way they've been playing the last few rounds and how decisive they've been, doesn't look like that is a possibility. Although this counter boost, Juventa, he just needs to time it perfectly. If he times it right, he can pick up a couple of kills easy again. Might just brace it yet again. And DNM caught with his nade out. Not with his pants down, but with his nade out. And Kobe for Juventa. In the meantime, the A hit is shaping up. Pexter going to throw down a Molotov just to delay it for a couple more seconds. And Pexter needs to be careful. Rix, in the meantime, lining up 2 players. Just laying down the law from, I think it was from CT Spawn towards White Truck. And there we go. Juventa with yet another brace. Would you take a look at that? If I can have the scoreboard up right now. Rix is sitting pretty with 15 kills and Juventa on 17. And, well, I mean, when Juventa and Rix both are firing on all cylinders, the rest of the team can just take a chill pill, relax, sit back, grab all the kills that come your way, and, you know, dust your hands, say job well done, and go back home and have a cup of joe. In the meantime, fast play out towards mid yet again, and Mythil just coming, just random wide peaks left, right, and center. No trade potential anywhere. What is this? Why is this, rather? And Pexer showing off his EU nade skills, a fancy smoke for A mains. And that's the thing, right? This is how Brutality were playing against Semper X when they played them during the finals, the lower bracket matches of the ESL summer finals, the grand finals at LAN in Mumbai. And there we go. Does get taken down, DNM at least, neutralizing the man advantage for Team Brutality. With 54 seconds left on the clock, looks like the Scorchers are headed towards the B bomb site where Venom lies in wait ever so patiently. Rix, in the meantime, is going to chill by spools. And Venom is going to have a lot of action coming his way. Rix does fall to Monster. This is the man advantage for Scorchers for the first time in a very long time. Needs to be careful. And Venom can get caught out in no man's land. Does get spotted out, making his way towards the first oranges or first boxes. He'll get Molotoved out. And there we go. sights trained at the exit, and Pexer gonna get mauled from behind by DNM. DNM playing a very good round this time, gets the kills, gets the flank in, and Juventa, I think he's just gonna save. There we go, Juventa picks up 1 kill. Will he go for his trademark double kill per round that he's kind of established by now, having done so 5 rounds in a row? I think he's just going to be content saving this M4. Taking a look over towards the economy, I mean, if he saves it, it's going to be a much more comfortable buy going in for them. But then, considering the fact that the next round is going to be the final round of the half, and 3 players are over $10,000, it should not be any problem whatsoever for Team Brutality to buy into the final round. And they're going to not go for the AWP buy-up on Rix. That is interesting. Because, well, there we go. Waz does pick up the AWP. I think he's going to be playing Spawn. So, would expect him to go for that fast B pick. And yeah, he is going exactly for that. Although Team Scorchers haven't really been pushing the B bomb side early on. So I feel that the op would do better in the hands of someone like Rix for mid-round or late-round plays, because Rix is a much better opper, a much more experienced and a much more composed opper than was. Sorry, pardon my mispronunciation. And Juventa, from EU nades to NA nades, we have it all here, folks. The complete spectrum of nading on display. Alrighty. Scorchers kind of showing their hands a little bit early in the round. Juventa chilling by Forklift, gets 1 but does get tagged down to 12 HP. But this time though, unable to land the double kill, and Pexer also falling down. Venom, the last player left alive, well no, in a 1v2, sorry, was the last player left alive in a 1v2 with the AWP. And DNM, what a position from him. Will was be expecting it. I think he does have an inkling that someone might be waiting for him, but he decides to switch weapons at the worst possible moment and does get taken down. And Brutality end the half with a resounding scoreline of 11-4 on the switch of the sides. And now on balanced maps like Cash, or well, just Cash at the moment, I was going to say Dust 2, but then I realized that Dust 2 is no longer in the active duty map pool. So on balanced maps like this, you can never know which way the pendulum will swing on the switch. It's definitely a game of 2 halves on maps like Cash. So it'll be curious to see what kind of CT setup Scorchers bring to the table. Although I have been watching them play recently, and not the best or the most organized team on the counter-terrorist side. They prefer the more loose and dynamic style of play, especially Manan and Mythil and Monster. These 3 love to let loose. And DNM is more or less a stickler for structure. There we go. Manan picks up the first kill. Manan with a 3k. What? Manan going absolutely ham. Mythil now, is he going to chime in with the kill of his own? He's tapping away, missing all his shots. Gets a little bit of damage in, does pick up the kill on Rix. And now, in a blink of an eye, it all down to Waz. He gets 1. Can he do more damage? Nope. Tapping away with the Glock. Trying to get a kill, but on 6 points of health, he is gonna get surrounded, pincered, triangulated, and eventually put down. Alrighty, Scorchers get a much needed pistol round. Now, at least there is some hope of them mounting a comeback. But as I said in the previous, after losing the previous pistol round, Brutality will force it up, and they are one of the strongest force buy teams I have seen. Although their force buy tend to work out more often on the CT side than on the T side. But who knows what might happen. I mean, that round can be completely attributed to, I think there was Manan just landing the sickest 3k on with the USP. 3 headshots and beautifully executed. The fast towards the B bomb side. They've already made their way up towards Checkers. There's just 2 players in the B bomb side, so this is doable here for Team Brutality. We're going to be seeing whether they can or not. excuse me, tuberculosis. I had to go for a cough. And while I was coughing my lungs out, Pexer, the double kill of dreams, and trying to execute and get the bomb down. They have taken a ton of damage. Juventa, Pexer, Venom, also very low, but Juventa still continuing to dish out the damage with the Deagle. Finally does get put down. Pexer with the Tech 9 up close and personal. And I don't feel the Tech 9 nerf as much as people have been talking about it. And there we go. All 4 players fall down. Mythil with the kit will be able to easily go for the defuse. There's 6 rounds on the board for Team Scorchers, but that's a lot of economic damage done there by Brutality, and they get the bomb down, so that's an extra $800. So if they just, don't spend everything, if they manage their money well, they can go for a very good buy. In fact, they can have the op-out onto Rix in the next round if they so choose. And yeah, so far so good. And yet another YOLO B play. I think DNM heard that, but he's gonna get ganked. If you played MMOs, you know that feeling, and it ain't pretty. But DNM doing a ton of damage, and in comes Manan on the flank. Rix left all alone with the Deagle. Does a ton of damage onto Manan. Rattling shots off left, right, and center, spraying and praying with the Deagle. Not the best approach, but yeah. And Rix does realize, and hence does not get the kill. But because of their bomb plant, Brutality will be able to manage a very good buy. They have a decent stock of nades going into their first gun round. Scores are 11-7 in favor of Team Brutality. So, still a lot of catching up to do left on Team Scorchers. However, this is Counter-Strike, and those leads evaporate faster than a drop of water in July in the Sahara. So, it all comes down to this round and a fast play out mid. Like, right now, Scorchers are getting a taste of their own bitter medicine. Manan gets taken down. Down goes Mythil. And, well, Juventa does take some damage. But the man advantage, the 2-man advantage, squarely in favor of Team Brutality. And there we go. Monster and Monster. Monster, a double kill for him. Does get taken down by Venom. Venom is gonna be tempted to go for the fight towards the CT truck. An ill-advised fight, but he has to go for it because the bomb has been dropped out in no man's land. Rix going for a mighty spray down, and they all peek one by one, and they all fall down, all to DNM's rifle. And DNM is one of those players who has godlike recoil control with the M4. Not the player you'd want to trifle with in an open and even playing field. But this is all but an open and even playing field for Venom. Just 5 points of health, and he does get taken down. And that's the 8th round on the board for Scorchers, which means that Brutality will have to eco this, or at least an armor pistol. They have shown that they have the gusto to take a bomb side in the armor pistol buy-ups that they've done. But seeing the rounds out on this T side so far have been a problem for Brutality. They did get a 2-man advantage early on in the previous round, but then they threw it away. And, well, that was a misplay. Not smoking off CT truck and trying to manage that cross, definitely a misplay. Oh, Monster chucks out a nade, but Mythil, though, in the meantime, does lay down the law. Still alive, and, well, that's more than what I can say for Team Brutality. They just crumble like a house of cards in an F5 tornado. Just eviscerated from the server in that previous round, although they were on an eco. Now, finally, their second buy of the second half. And Brutality need to start stringing rounds together, and they need to string rounds together doubled on the double because Scorchers are catching up. They've reduced the lead to only 2 rounds. And like I said, these leads have a funny way of disappearing in a game of Counter-Strike. Another mid-heavy setup coming out from Team Scorchers. 2 players towards mid. 1 player holding the A bomb site and 2 players in B. I like DNM's aggression. He's pushing. They're not sitting passive. They're not being lazy. They're just taking the fight to Team Brutality. And lo and behold, they're coming out on top. in most duels and most encounters that we've seen in the second half. And I really don't know what Brutality can change up. I mean, their defaults have looked rather slippery and shady on the T side. Well, their CT side looked absolutely phenomenal and immaculate. Their T sides, they have been struggling with their T side setup. They look very disjointed. So is the dedicated lurker from the looks of it. Going for the mid play. Lack of cohesion is what is coming out from this setup from Brutality on the T side. Oh, Manan spotting out Pexer, pre-firing, gets the kill. And Brutality have no nades to get the trade. In the meantime, Rick's doing a ton of damage onto Mythil. Both the A players very low. It'll come down to Krish with the AWP from NBK. But in the meantime, there's DNM, as always, holding strong towards Checkers, and Monster with the assist. Gets one, unable to get the second though, but DNM pops out at the best possible moment and gets the kill. And now Manan with 19 points of health on the bomb side, but a flank already in. 3 seconds left on the clock. Rix is just going to look to save. Does have $1,400 in the bank, so won't affect his money that much, and the rest of his team will be able to buy into this round. And they need to do something very quickly. They're on max loss bonus. They're getting $3,400 every round they lose. And yeah, they have the firepower Brutality. They have 5 AK-47s on the board, but unfortunately they've had AK-47s on the board for 2 rounds in a row now. It just seems like they don't know how to use them. They've just looked at 6s and 7s on the T side. Scorchers, a much more tight-knit unit. Both these teams seem to have put in a lot of time on their CT side on cash, but not so much on the T side. Their executes look all over the place. Brutality, in fact, doesn't even seem to have a well-thought-out default. They're just playing it pug style right now. There's one player watching the boost push, Venom watching the mid push. Very vanilla defaults coming out from Team Brutality. Nothing special. And finally, the boost play coming out. Manan does get blinded. Smart enough, though, to fall back. In the meantime, Juventa taking a ton of spam damage dished out to him on behalf of Mythil from A bomb site. And again, DNM going to push Checkers. He's been playing the same position for the past 3-4 rounds. Venom does open things up with the kill onto Mythil, and this time DNM goes down without a kill. But there's Monster with 1 kill and Krish with the other. So that's the 3v3. But Pexer finally chiming in with the kill. Down to a 3v2, the retake is on in full earnest. Mythil and Krish double timing it towards the B bomb side, but the bomb will go down and the post plants coming in are also pretty good. So this round should be Brutalities all the way. They have the man advantage, they have good post plants. There's no earthly reason why they should be losing this, but then this is Indian Counter-Strike and stranger things have happened. Remains to see what happens. Krish gonna chuck a nade, not really gonna find anyone. That flashbang though is gonna bother Juventa, but not Rix. Gets 1 kill and Rix gets the second as well. Rix with the hero plays, and finally Brutality put a round on the board on their T side. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered. And again, so I think switching things up for Brutality is what paid dividends the previous round. They tried the slow play early on in one of their buy rounds and it didn't work out. That was a round that Rix had to save his rifle, the AK-47. He stayed alive, didn't get any money for the round, and they won the round right after that. So what they did is they slowed down the play too much in the previous round, previous to the one they just won. And thus, when they entered the bomb site, they just had too many corners to clear, too many angles to check, and they just got mowed down primarily due to a phenomenal B-side bomb hold by DNM and Monster. And that allowed the rotation to come in on time as well. This time around, they tweaked that's the same play just a little bit in terms of the timing. They executed a little earlier. I think they executed a good 10 to 12 seconds earlier. That gave them the time gap they needed to clear out all the corners with, you know, the proper precision and with attention to detail. And they got the kills. DNM this time unable to land the shot. Monster did get one, but he got instantly traded. And obviously, at the end, when Rix hits a double man headshot on the retake, I mean, there's literally nothing you can do about it. Scorchers shouldn't get too demotivated by that round loss. They do have enough money to go in with a buy, although this will be their final buy. They've bought down to their last dollar. So they need to make sure that they make this round count, and not just that, they need to make sure that they do so by keeping at least 3 or more players alive. I don't know how many times I have to stress this, but it seems that once Indian teams start to smell victory, or they start to see that the round is within their grasp, they just lose all semblance of, well, propriety and just go rushing in willy-nilly, and they pay for that with round losses, one after the other. Anyway, folks, after 22 rounds of play, the scores are 12-10. And considering the fact that the half ended 11-4, it is a pretty impressive comeback that Scorchers have managed to string together. Brutality, though, have finally managed to pick up the first round on the T side. So let's see if they can keep the train rolling and keep the ball going. Wow, I just completely messed up that proverb. Anyway. I guess I was wrong, because DNM is going to push B, takes a ton of damage, but does get the kill. And at the end of the day, that is exactly what matters. And that's all that matters, actually. DNM on 5 points of health, but Pexer completely bereft of life. Mythil, though, look at that boost. Completely fearless. Is going to make his way into A main. Rix is going to get flanked. And that's the AWP taken out of the equation. And now, Brutality are staring down the barrel of a hard reset. That is the worst possible situation to be in economically. It's a 5v2 all of a sudden. Juventa was wondering where their teammates have gone off to. Scratch that, it's a 1v5 because Mythil has just ended Juventa as well, and now was, with it all left to do, he needs an ace clutch. And all he's going to get is a bullet to the face. And Monster picking up the 11th round. That was a very good round coming out from Team Scorch. Aggression at the right time. So they aggressed early on towards B. That kind of put Brutality off the B play. Then Mythil being pushed up in mid, getting boosted up, getting the kill onto Rix. They knew that the A mains was out of the question. So they just funneled Brutality into a death trap and just got the kills that they needed. Alrighty, completely broke. Armor pistol streaming out onto the A bomb site, and Mythil gets one, Krish gets one, Manan gets another. Krish running out of bullets, but Mythil still left alive and kicking on the bomb site. And Manan, Mythil, and Krish have this A bomb site on lockdown. Mythil, in fact, recovering the AWP as well, allowing the economy on Scorchers to grow ever so slightly. And Scorchers have brought it back and tied up the scores after 24 rounds. Brutality have just completely dropped the ball in the second half on their T side, and they're going in for a force buy. Actually, I don't get this buy coming in from Brutality. Rix going with an AK-47 and armor. He's bought down to $0. He'll be getting $2,400 in the next one. It's not enough to go for a full buy. The rest of his team, these 3 players, will be able to go in for a full buy. And Juventa, and well, Armor Galil, if he wants, with some utility, and Krish is just gonna peek out in Squeaky. He's just toying with them right now. It's like watching global elites wail on Gold Novas the way Krish is playing. But then Rix with the hero AK-47 comes out and has a thing to say about it. He's like, nah, son, I ain't no global elite. I ain't no Gold Nova. You ain't gonna treat me like that. Comes out, 3-man spray down, what have you, and instantly Brutality find a way back into the round. I think Brutality should just force every round. They've been so good on their force buys. It's down to a 2v2. The retake a bit slow to come in. Both the players do have kits, and Rix, that Molotov finally reaches him, but there's Juventa with the big green gun. Gets the kill with the double peak of dreams, and Rix with the huge 4K picks up the 13th round for Brutality. Almost single-handedly carried that round on his shoulders there. Literally the entire team. Rix picks it up, pushes it across the finish line, and puts the 13th round on the board for Team Brutality. Alrighty. Aggression up mid. Rick's deciding against pushing that smoke, but Juventa does get spotted. Manan takes a more favorable angle and will spray him down. In the meantime, Juventa does get miffled. And Manan does get decapitated by Waz. Alright, again, a two-man advantage early on, but DNM getting boosted up in Vents. They haven't done this. He can be on the fast flank already, but Venom, I think he's ready for it. Over towards mid. He has the bomb though. It'll be absolutely disastrous for Team Brutality, and it is because Krish and DNM team up and immediately break Brutality back. Wow, this has been an absolutely topsy-turvy couple of rounds. Back and forth consistently. Alrighty. Another legendary Brutality force buy. But they have been reset, so the buy coming out from them the next round will also be a bit force-ish. Oh, Monster completely whited out. Mithil though does find Venom. And Monster and DNM just chiming in with kills across the board. DNM yet another double kill for him. DNM is channeling his inner Juventa. Juventa was doing this on the CT side for Brutality, and DNM has picked up the mantle that was left by Juventa on the CT side. And it's just been so consistently getting double kill after double kill. It is rather impressive. But Juventa showing good trigger discipline. Mithil has no idea that Juventa have made his way towards the 8-bomb side. Gets one kill, wraps around, gets the other as well. Juventa showing DNM that he's got a trick or two up his sleeve as well. Picks up the AWP, not the most well-known opper, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he can be a crack shot with the big green gun as well. There we go, Monster. Cleaning out that round, recovering the AWP as well. And that's 14-13. I mean, if the nature of the game doesn't change, we might just be going into another overtime. Alrighty, mixed bag coming out from Team Brutality. Like I said, because of the money situation, any buy that Brutality would have made would have been a 4C1. And it is a half buy. We see 3 AK-47s, 1 UMP out onto Waz, and the Armor Tech 9 with utility out onto Juventa. And so far, Scorchers' mid setup has been nigh impenetrable. Every time they've played two players mid, whatever Brutality's tried to do has just come crashing around them. And they really need to start thinking of a way to break the CT side hold, especially the way that Scorchers have been playing mid. And there we go. DNM is hearing all of this, and all he has to do is just pop out, spots out Hector, gets the kill onto DNM with another brace. Wow. Somebody stop this guy, and Juventa though is gonna get blinded by his own teammates' flashbang. And Mithil and Monster are gonna pair up and just eviscerate Brutality off the server. That's a very fast. I think that's the fastest I've seen an A hit just coming to an absolute standstill. Alrighty. With that absolute immaculate play on the CT side, DNM, Manan, Mithil, Krish, everybody's pitched in. There's no one being carried on the CT side right now. Everybody, even distribution of frags across the board. And it's showing in the style of play. There's good communications coming in from Scorchers from what I can tell. There we go. Krish takes a shot, doesn't leg Juventa, but oh, Krish getting caught in no man's land, was tagging him down to 22 points well. But in the meantime, Rix does get the kill onto Manan. It's a 1-to-1 trade, and we do have Mithil here out for revenge, and Mithil with the double kill puts the parity back in the favor of the CTs, but now it's all down to Pexer, and down he goes. DNM yet again with the brace. Okay, DNM has consistently put double kills on the board for, I think, 5-6 rounds on the trot. This is absolutely amazing, and with that, Scorchers win the game 16-13, coming back from an 11-4 half. That is amazing, and I hope you guys had fun. This is Fed signing off. See you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Good night, guys.
Well, definitely this match and this game has been Scorchers is from the word go 16-13. The final scoreline in their favor establishes that they reign supreme over brutality yet again. Now, moving on to the flow of the things, we have Dota 2 in the offing between two very interesting teams. So let's get to know who these teams are. Now we have JMD Gaming versus Signify going to happen right about now. So let's start off with JMD Gaming. Kolkata-based team enjoyed victories in the local Dota 2 scene, entered the summer season of ESL India Premiership, rose to the Master League, but sadly they could not do anything in the summer season finale, even though they turned out to be a giant killer after they beat the team Aggressive 5. They surprised everyone in the July phase of fall season. They finished third in the standings table, and what's more, they even beat the summer season finale winners, Intelligence Quotient. Now moving on, Signify, the opposition here, an international Dota 2 team based out of India, recently formed, was launched a few months ago. They feature several stalwarts from the Indian Dota 2 scene, such as Rona Crowley, Moin No Chance, Balaji Blizzard, and also some foreign players such as Andres Kemperlu Ong and Joshua Ova de la Serna from the Philippines, while AJ's Greg Casanada comes from Australia, entered the August Master League after qualifying through the July Dota 2 Challenger League. So will Signify reign supreme and establish control over what they claim to be this international outfit of theirs, or will JMD Gaming prevail? We'll find out soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. My name is Vivek, and today we have Team Signify facing off versus JMD Gaming. JMD Gaming did start off the campaign in the fall phase with a victory over Team XRG. Signify, they got a bye over Go Figure. From what I know, Archmage has left Go Figure, and he's joined Turtles, which is a team made up of old... I don't want to say old people, but yeah, you got some seasoned veterans. That's the nicer way to say it. You got seasoned veterans like Kakade or Croats or Smoking Skull, however you may know him. You've got Prophecy, the old carry for Invisible Wings. You've got Hunter, who's still very young in my opinion and has a lot of untapped potential, to be honest. You also got, who's that fifth? Batasai. Their fourth is Batasai. But enough of Archmage and Go Figure. Let's get back into this game. Signify, well, they're already deep into the draft. They've opened with their Tusk as their 4 position. Extrag, in all likeliness, will be playing that Batrider in the offlane. And that means over their drafter will be playing the Rubik. One interesting thing that I did note, and the stream did start off a bit late. Excuse me. So some of you might have missed this, but No Chance did have the captain symbol next to him, and he switched it midway with over. So not really sure who's drafting. I'm pretty sure it's over because over has taken over drafting responsibilities at Signify. New roster, new hope for India. The road to TI8 is as bad as the road to Sakinaka. It's horrible. We never get to where we want to go. And even if we're going to get to Sakinaka, it's going to take us a whole lot of time. But maybe the dream is real with this roster. And they've banned out the Husker and the Slark. Okay, the Husker makes sense because there was an Oracle pickup. JMD Gaming are not one known to pick up the Husker. but Oracle is one of the better partners with the Husker. And Signify are going to pick up the Ursa. Fury swipes to deal with the Life Stealer. That's going to be a nice pickup, and maybe somewhere down the line build an Abyssal to have a little bit more control over him. The Oracle was picked up by JMD Gaming in response to Signify's Battriders, so you got the false promise to immediately make sure that whoever's been lassoed has been set free in the worst, most uneloquent way to put it. But yeah, that's why the Oracle's been picked up. Disruptor gets banned out. I see the value in that. It's probably just that JMD doesn't want to go up against a Disruptor. And yeah, with that Static Storm, he does offer a fair bit of team fight control, which could be a nuisance for a 4 or a 5 like the Oracle. We're also seeing a Chen ban. Chen, I haven't seen No Chance play the Chen, but I'm pretty sure he can. I do know that Ova plays it as well. Yeah, JMD just banning out what they think is one of Signify's comfort picks here. They've got the Life Stealer, they've got the Sand King. It's not yet clear whether this is an offlane Sand King. In which case, we're either looking at an offlaner or a 4-position hero getting picked up right now. If this is indeed a 4-position Sand King, would be a good offlaner here. I don't mind Legion. Press the attack also does away with the lasso, but that could be overkill. And maybe with the Lifesteal infested in him, he could look for pickups. There are heroes which are susceptible to getting ganked and losing duels, namely in the Rubik and maybe even the Batrider until he gets some farm and gets some items. So Legion wouldn't be too bad. Best part is I think Legion should be able to hold his own in the lane, but they're going to go with the Clockwork. So I'm assuming this is a 4-position Clockwork and a 3-position Sand King, because honestly, the Sand King does a whole lot better in lane versus the Ursa. Although it could be a problem. I generally like Sand King versus Melikos. But just putting your first kill point into Caustic would be a nice way to start the lane and make life difficult for the Ursa. But it's not going to be that straightforward. I'm pretty sure Signify is going to come and try and pick up the Sand King at level 1 itself and make sure that JMD start on the back foot. Last ban here from Signify. We're looking at a mid hero getting banned out. They do ban out the Viper, JMD. I think just to be sure, you want to ban out the Viper. They do ban out the Quap, and what I meant to say was that JMD would be on the safer side here by just banning out the Viper. It's not that Crowley picks up the Viper. It's not that Signify has comebacks that they actually pick Viper anymore. But we've been seeing a lot of that lately, and just getting counterpicked is horrible. Instead, they're going to ban out the TA, which gives me the idea that they're looking at something like a Puck. Are JMD considering a Puck in the mid lane? It wouldn't be too bad, but then your primary source of physical damage is going to be the Life Stealer. And instead, they go for the Viper. Okay. Crowley will have to be at his best here to outlane a Viper in the mid. And I'm really curious to see what it is that Signify give him. They could give him the Lina. What else are we looking at? Got the Invoker as well. There's not the... I mean, Telekinesis is set up to some extent. The Lasso is tempting as well. Chewing into the reserve time here. Signify are missing a hero that does offer some teamfight control. They're very great at isolated pickups. I mean, Lasso could set up one kill for the Ursa, but they're missing a little AoE control. Puck comes to mind. You could look at the Invoker as well. All of these are hard lanes. You could maybe even just go to the OD. It's something Crowley is really strong at. Signify taking their time with this last pick. And they're going to go with the Razor instead. So if Viper has no damage to make life a nuisance with poison attack, what's the point really of picking up a Viper? Signify are lacking in some extent in the team fight department. You're sort of relying on the Rubik to steal some spells and keep the team fight going. But everything is very single target focused. And if JMD do decide to group up at some point with his Sand King and his Blink Dagger early on, it could be a problem for Signify. I think it'd just really be an interesting roll of the dice if JMD just decided to group up once Sand King picks up his Blink. Sorry, folks, those of you tuning in game just got the in-game audio up and going. Just a minute, I'll get the hotkeys up and going. And we're good to go. So, we have a little bit of time. I'm going to quickly run through the lineups. For the side of JMD, we've got Mamacita playing the Viper, Oracle being played by Say My Name, Lifestealer being played by Nino, Clockwork going to be handled by Zeus, and that leaves us with Smoke playing the Sand King. For the side of Signify, their first time in the Masters League, we've got No Chance playing the Tusk Razor being played by Crowley, Rubik in the hands of the Captain and Rafter, over. Batrider being played by X-Rag, and that leaves us with Skembelulu on those Warrior. Early rotation coming up from Signify, probably to contest the bounty rune. If anyone gets spotted here by Signify, they're pretty much instantly going to be brought down. They drop the Observer. And Mino, he's not yet committed in terms of skill point. He pops the Rage over, walking ahead with the Telekinesis. Damage being stolen by Crowley. And this should be an easy first blood. Textbook rotation coming out from Signify, and they're looking for more smoke with the Barrel Strike. Might have to use it over the cliff. Instead, uses it over the trees, then gets away safely. Unusual Observer coming out from Signify. This is going to give vision around bounty, around the bounty rune. So Signify are pretty hell-bent on contesting that bounty rune. You've also got the mid-ward being dropped by Crowley over this cliff. And that's going to allow for a little bit of vision on the Viper and whoever's hanging around the mid lane hoping to make a play. Actually, I'm going to toggle dire vision right now. So yeah, they do see the Sand. And Crowley, knowing that, goes ahead, steals a little bit of damage. Calculated risk being taken by Crowley, but top lane, X-Rag, he's all by himself. And the wraparound underway from JMD. He's got the point in the sticky napalm, doesn't get had the Firefly. He's being caught in the cogs. Fortune's End being channeled. Mino wants to get in those cogs, but he's blocked out by his own teammate there. So it's an offensive trialing coming out from Signify. And No Chance immediately makes the rotation to the top lane. This lane's going to be pretty horrible for X-Rag, simply because Sticky Napalm can be taken off by Fortune's End, can be purged off. And No Chance even resorting to single pull the creep wave, just so that X-Rag hits his level 2 a lot quicker. Fortune's End is on cooldown. Oracle out of mana for the time being. So JMD have dodged an aggressive try with an aggressive try of their own. And still not sure if it's a 3-position Clockwork or a 3-position Sand King at this point. I'm assuming it's a 3-position Clockwork because he's got the more ambitious quick buy of the two. And this isn't going to be a fun lane for him. I mean, if he decides to drop the cogs, Zova can just lift him out and throw him right back for Lulu. Mid lane, how's the matchup going? I mean, Crowley's not doing all that bad. He's keeping up with the Viper. And we have another pause coming up from Signify. No chance. Got a fair bit of consumables as well as the Orb of Venom, so it's quite clear that Ova has done most of the heavy lifting in the early part of the game in terms of support and support items. Top lane though, they do spot out the single pull. Exrag has it level 2, so now he's got the Firefly. Started out with the magic stick in his quick buy. Not really sure why he was. I'm not sure what he was expecting, but he's got the magic stick queued up. Making use of that bounty, making use of the observer ward and picking up the bounty rune. Got a haste rune as well. He's level 2, sees the potential to move towards mid. No chance on the other side of the river. 2 supports from both sides, cornering in on the Viper. Viper lifted up, the snowballs are there, shards available, Crowley with the damage. Well, not much stolen, but enough to get the kill. 2 kills going the way of Team Signify. Early on, good start to the lanes for them. If there's anyone who's having a hard time, it's the Batrider. And I say hard time, but he's keeping up in terms of CS with Crowley. Lulu, not too bothered by the clockwork. He's used most of his mana up to this point and has only, can probably just use the cogs once more and that's about it. But the creep wave's under tower. He's just going to try and get as much EXP as possible. And that's what you'd be hoping if you're JMD, for the clockwork to hit 6 and make some plays. No chance. He's got the boots now top lane, open moons. They want Extract on the Batrider. Snowball comes in from no chance. This is going to be enough. The Purifying Flames healing up the Batrider, but not for long. He will fall, but Nova, with the rotation, with the telekinesis, make sure that Signify get a kill in return. It's a Sand King for a Batrider, a trade that JMD will take any day. Crowley actually pulling ahead in terms of EXP in the mid lane. I guess you can attribute that to the 1 death on the Razor. Smoke. Moving aggressively into the enemy jungle. Just to steal the bounty for now. You've got this deep observer ward coming out from JMD. A lot of unusual warding early on. I'm actually going to just toggle the Radiant Vision. They see across the mid lane and they're seeing the Shrine as well. This isn't too helpful. I mean, come on, seriously. Who's going to be stacking Ancients? I don't know. Maybe Batrider can farm Ancients to some extent with 10 stacks of Sticky Napalm, but that's really far-fetched. You really need that ward this early on. No chance goes in with the snowball. Say my name. He doesn't have the Fate's Edict. He's going to fall. Ovas goes the kill. And Signify forming a tri-lane around the Batrider. They do also see that this hard camp is stacked. No chance is going to try and stack it once more. That should be some further catch-up goal for the Batrider. Mid lane, Crowley keeping up in terms of CS. Sand King, level 2. Looking for that level 3. That little bit more range on the Butter Strike would be of a lot of utility. Anyways, with the level 1 Butter Strike, he goes in. Crowley pops the eye. The Storm turns around. Plasma Field. Mamacita cornered. Being chased by 3 heroes from the side of Signify. Ova lifts him up, throws him back. And this might be the death of Mamacita. Smoke goes in with the Butter Strike. They want Crowley in exchange. They will get him. Oracle wraps around with the Fate's Edict, but he's not got enough damage. Purifying Flames could secure the kill or no chance, and indeed it will. It's a 2-for-2 exchange. A core and a support going the way of either side. The goal change, however, does seem to favor JMD. JMD not doing too bad. They're holding their own, and as I say that, Skembalulu. Manages to find a solo pick off on the clockwork. Yeah, actually holding their own isn't an accurate portrayal of what's going on, because over on this roaming, Rubik has kept up with the clockwork in terms of CS. Actually, I'm going to just drop down the network charts. Oh yeah, he's a little behind the clockwork in terms of network, but he's getting his levels, and he's well poised to hit level 6 by the 10-minute mark. No chance. Bumps into smoke in the river. The shard block is there. Snowball with Lulu inside of him. There should be a kill, but Smoke making them work for it. The Butter Strike connecting onto. He goes up the high ground. He sees both of them. The Shrine, it is available, but he's not moving towards it. Another Butter Strike, and he's escaped. This man is a ninja, but no chance. Well, he's India's best, and he's managed to corner Smoke. Lulu, though, getting guided. Forced to pop the Enrage. Mamacita doing work with the Viper Strike. Poison attack as well. But the cavalry is here. The backup is here. Smoke goes in for one last Butter Strike. Lulu will ultimately go down. But they've lost the Viper, and they might just lose more. Oracle turns around. Fate's Edict. Don't pop the Shrine. It's not going to keep you alive. And Crowley makes sure that the Oracle falls as well. They lost Lulu on the Usa, but they got 3 in exchange. And yep, the fight recap will tell us that that's a favorable fight for Team Signify there. Wonderful plays coming out from Smoke. Not sure if he needed to re-engage. Oracle, he's let the Lifestealer be. And yeah, he's just going to pick up a quick bounty rune. I did hear a smoke being popped. Okay, it's Signify. They're snowballing in. Mamacita lifted up. Damage being stolen. No chance is there. But the hook shot from Zeus manages to catch both of them, but he's trapped in as well. Crowley could turn this around with the Eye of the Storm. He indeed has enough damage. Crowley being healed up by the Purifying Flames. Ova still around. Ice shot number 2 will miss, but Smoke might just end up going down. X-Rack comes in, pulls back the Oracle and makes sure that Crowley gets the kill. Mino's rotated as well. He turns around with the open wounds, but he's going to be bought down. A Walrus Punch from No Chance. And Lifestealer at the very end invests in a creep, but that creep is... Okay, it's the one that has a fair bit of HP, and that creep is going to escape out of them. Oh, say my name. Well, he thought his shrine was safe, but Ova was there with the stolen open wounds. Ensures that Crowley gets another kill. He's already sitting atop the network charts. Smoke hanging about in this mid lane. X-Rag does have the Firefly. They're giving chase. Crowley comes in with the Plasma Field. Lulu building into that early Vlads. Getting it at a pretty reasonable timing. And now JMD will have to stay on the toes around the Rosh pit, because I mean, also you expect Roshan to take place and just idly not want to give it away without any contest. Mino, not having the best of starts. He's not doing as well as the user in terms of farm. He's trying to keep up. He's lagging the end in terms of net worth by 1,000 odd gold. Kembalulu left himself in this bottom lane, applying some early pressure on the tower. X-Rack doesn't have the lasso just yet. He's held on to putting skill points in the lasso. He chosen to max out the Napalm as well as the Firefly early on. This does allow him to be more of a pest in lane. And this also tells us that Signify aren't looking for pickoffs on the back of this Batrider just yet. They don't feel the need for the Batrider to get involved. No Chance hiding in the trees. Yeah, this Observer giving him all the vision he needed of JMD. And he's going to TP out. Mamacita knew he was around though. Not sure how. Meanwhile, top lane, Smoke being controlled, damage being stolen by Crowley, walks into the trees and brings them down. No chance with the snowball, with the wall response, they brought down the clockwork. Minos come into the fray and extract with the lasso, keeping the lifestealer controlled. This time he won't go into a creep because Ova's there with the Butter Strike. This should be an easy tier 1 for Signify. Beautiful stuff coming up from No Chance and Ova to keep the enemy coast controlled. And honestly, at this point, this clockwork doesn't feel like much of a code. I would have much rather seen JMD give that solo lane to the Sand King. Because, in my opinion, a Sand King is going to do a whole lot more with levels than a clockwork with hookshot. Power Strike is just so much more of an easy to execute and a generally more impactful skill. But instead they gave it away to the clockwork, and now we have a level 6 clockwork who can hook into battle and just end up dying after that. Smoke walks near the Rosh pit, goes in with the Butter Strike, snatches the Aegis! Oh my god, Smoke, are you kidding me? He's there in the pit with the Sandstorm, will eventually go down. No Chance will fall as well. It's Mamacita who gets the kill while Crowley is getting the battle started, stealing a whole lot of damage from the Lifestealer. Turns his attention to the Viper, brings him down. Smoke though on the sidelines with the epicenter channel, but it's not enough damage. His teammates have fallen, and Signify, they're going to bring down the Sand King as well. It's a team vibe coming out from Signify. They did, however, end up losing the Aegis there. And No Chance as well. Ova's got the stolen Butter Strike. And another tier 1 to fall for Signify. JMD, Zeus with no hookshot just yet. They're trying to hold with the Sandstorm. Crowley doing his bit elsewhere in the backline. Ova's gone in. He's got Say My Name with the Butter Strike. The false promise is going to keep the Oracle alive, but I'm not sure what it's going to accomplish. Elsewhere, Smoke standing in the trees with the Butter Strike onto No Chance. They've also already lost the Lifestealer, and Extra is just going to TP in front of Mamacita. Absolute disrespect coming up from Signify, and they managed to bring down the Sand King as well. GG, well played is called. JMD had given up. Signify opening their run in the Masters League in style, thumping JMD 27-5. They are your victors for the day. And as far as the Dota stream is concerned, we're pretty much done. We're wrapping things up. It is night time, but we will be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock. My name is Vivek. Thank you so much for tuning in. Adios and good night.
Quack.